Kiser, then Colleen Fitzpatrick, and she's the general manager of Cedar Lodge Restaurant. And then we're going to wrap it up with Marilyn Kazmierski and Family Promise. She's the new executive director, and they have a luncheon coming up soon. So we have some new neighbors here in downtown Conroe, and if you haven't been by, you need to come in and say hello to them. Sweet Texas Treasures Boutique is in the old Cowtown Couture location, directly across the street on Main from the Crichton Theater. Race Ready Bike Shop is, I guess, going towards Metcalf on Main in the old Conroe Coffee building next to Carly's Mercantile. And they are a full-service bike shop. You can even buy bikes there. I didn't know that. They didn't have that before, but they've expanded. They used to be in the very back of Conroe Coffee, but now they are open full-time. They have, regular hours, and they are there to help you with all your bike needs or tell you about some bike runs coming up, anything like that. So Easter is on its way, if you didn't know that. Next week is Holy Week, and if you are looking for some Christian-type jewelry for your family or whoever, you need to go into Brownlee Jewelers. It's like 86 years old, that jewelry store. Now, Janice, who runs it, is not 86 years old, but she has been there for a long time, ever since high school. And she is a gemologist, and she can help you with pearls or crosses or even wedding things. And she creates the stuff on her own or has other items in the store. And she is on the corner of Thompson and Main Street. Go by and see her. So Mr. Bunny will be making his appearance at Carl Barton Park in Conroe on this coming Saturday, so don't miss that. The egg hunt starts at 10:15. You need to be there early because if you're familiar with any kind of egg hunts, they don't wait on you. And those kids will be ready. It will be by age group so that the little ones under 2 are in a separate place away from the 10-year-olds or the 12-year-olds or however old. Adults can accompany the little ones, but not the larger kids. And you can take pictures with Mr. Bunny. They are selfie pictures with Mr. Bunny. So go do that, and they'll have some other fun things, activities for everybody. So a couple other things that are going on. The Diary of Anne Frank starts their 3-week performances this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through April 28th at the Crichton Theater. So that is a drama. It's not a musical. A lot of times we go to musicals over here. But, of course, you probably know the story of Anne Frank, who was living in Nazi Germany with 7 others in a concealed storage attic. So it's not really a show for your kids because they're more authentic as to what's going on. But it should be a fabulous showing. And, again, that starts this Friday. Kids Fest is coming up. So the streets will be closed in downtown Conroe the last Saturday of the month, April 27th. And that's a free event put on by the city of Conroe. There's food, there's activities, there's different villages with hands-on things for kids to interact and learn about health, science, just have fun, a lot of things. So hopefully it'll be a great day. And the last thing I want to mention is that there's a monthly artist reception and trunk show at the Conroe Art League this Saturday from 5 to 8. It's absolutely free. Go in there and see the new exhibit. You can go in there and see the new exhibit starting tomorrow, as a matter of fact, Tuesday through Saturday. But they have a special event once a month, and this Saturday is that event. You can go meet the artist, enjoy a glass of wine, and have some snacks or some water, whatever. That's 5 to 8 p.m. And the Timber Lakes Fire Department has their open house this Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. The Timber Lakes Timber Ridge Fire Department, ESD 14, is the only volunteer fire department left in Montgomery County. And they recently hired some staff to help them for their growing needs. And you may remember that they've been flooded many times over there. So it's essential that they, as they grow, they get more money in. So this meeting on Saturday, they're having a public meeting forum and an open house to talk about the upcoming proposition for a 1% sales tax. So if you want to find out about it, and if you live in that area, I would suggest you go by and see them from 4 to 6. So with that, we're going to roll into our first set of guests. Becky Kiser and Tiffany Marascio.
Great.
Marascio, yay.
Yeah.
Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so this is all about ladies and empowerment, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It is.
So, what do you want to talk about first? Becky, you're a motivational speaker, and you dropped a book off here,
Yes.
Sacred Holidays.
Yes.
What is that about?
So I started ministry a few years ago that was all to help women because we all go a little cray-cray during the holidays. We lose our mind during Christmas, Easter, and then all those other holidays during the year. So I wanted to create a space where women could just
Breathe.
take a deep breath, take it in, and do the things that are most meaningful during the holidays. So that I have a ministry and where I wrote the book, and then
Cool.
also do a lot of speaking and used to do some life coaching.
And sometimes you don't need a holiday to go crazy.
No, we can handle that all the other days of the year. You're right. Yeah.
And so we wanted
You
to
know.
pull that motivation that she had to use to write this book. And I just think that's so inspiring. She made a goal and followed through with it.
Yeah.
That's
But
the right
she
way to
has
do.
Some
Yeah.
tips on how to do that.
Well,
And
you know, interestingly enough, I just opened this book
Yeah.
just now, and you know what I opened up to? Family Lent candles, the gospel story, and resurrection
You
eggs.
went right to Easter.
How is that? I don't know.
pretty cool.
So it looks really intriguing, and I can't wait to start reading this because you
Awesome.
have all the different holidays.
Yeah.
And what about like when you have a senior graduating from high school? And I know that sometimes makes
Yes.
people crazy.
There's a
And-
chapter
There, yeah,
on
but-
grief. So in there we talk, it's all the holidays, Halloween, New Year's,
Wow.
birthdays, and it's more of a resource than a book because a lot of us don't have time to read a straight book anymore. So it's meant to be like your recipe
Segments.
cards. There's places to journal. This worked. This didn't work. I don't ever want to do this again. But then also making steps. What do I want Christmas to actually be all about? What do I want my birthday to feel like? How do I want to stick with my New Year's goals? So it's meant to help just coach you through your holidays to make them each year progressively
Little
better and better.
snapshots
Yes. Yeah.
of progression.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds great.
Yes.
I don't have time to read at the moment, but I look forward to doing that.
One for you, one for friends.
So you're also going to be a speaker, Tiffany, at a Women's Inspirational Series?
So that's going to be Becky. We
Yes.
pulled her in because she
So tell me
is-
about that.
Okay. So this is based from Woodlands WCE, which is it is an entrepreneur group, but we also have a group that is just support for women, all walks of life. And so we wanted to create this inspirational series for all women to come. Any religion, anywhere you are in your life, we want you to come meet other women that are just like you, trying to figure out how to stay inspired, live your dreams. And Becky's going to have actionable steps to stay with it. And this is going to be an interactive luncheon that
Yeah.
we're hosting. But as far as WCE, it is a community. And what she's going to be speaking about, I think, is a message that we all need to hear. And we need to regularly maintain our inspiration and motivation. So
And
that's
when
what we've
is
got
that?
here.
What's the date?
Okay, so that's May 10th from 11 to 2. It's at Black Walnut. So we're going to have lunch by Black Walnut and swag bags and
Nice.
our wonderful guest who's going to lead you through everything you need to know. And this is, I feel like women need to do something to feed their soul. We've all heard you can't pour from an empty cup. So
Yeah.
this is to fill our cup. Do something for yourself. And I think that you need to come to this so that you are with these like-minded women and they're going to hold you accountable. You're going to make new friends. This isn't just something that you can look at some inspirational quote and move on.
It's
This
a
is an actual
partnership.
event.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like so many
you
of
get to
us
be
as
involved in.
women, yeah, we feel isolated, whether you're an entrepreneur or do 1,000 different things, a mom, you're a lawyer, or a doctor, a nurse, any of those things, we feel isolated in our objectives and all the hats we juggle. So the hope with this event is that we can come together, whatever your dream may be, whether your dream is, I just want to make one real friend in life, or I want to turn my business profitable, regardless of what your dream in life is, that we come together as sisters instead of being against each other. Because when we go on social media, we can have this facade of community, but it's fake,
Yeah,
right?
I hate that.
It's silly, but it does great things like this. Like we get to do a show and people can connect us on Facebook and YouTube and all those places. But as women, we allow those things to, instead of encourage and inspire us, oftentimes they bring us down and they discourage and defeat us. So the hope with this is that our community can come together. Women, regardless of what you do during your day, can come together and say, I want to be a better version of myself, and I'm struggling to take that next step. Or I'm taking that next step, and I'm not sure if I have the courage to take the second. And so we'll come together, form real relationships, and set some real concrete next steps to make it happen.
And I liked what you said about accountability. Tell me about that.
So guests will be sitting at a table and they may have to interact with their neighbors,
Ah.
and that's going to be good. I feel like
So you have conversation.
once you say something out loud to yourself, it's got to happen. That's almost like the first step. And it can be as simple as I want to be the best person I can be, live my best life. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just need to break it down what that means to you. And I feel like that's where Becky's going to come in and help us out. And I feel like, and that's part of what the group is too. There's accountability in the group. And our group is on Facebook, but you can find us on our website and anywhere else.
How many
too.
ladies are involved?
So part of our group on Facebook is 900, but we
Wow.
have some that are not even
And this is just
part of that.
Montgomery County women?
Right now it's just, yes, in the Montgomery County area. And we have events all over the place. Conroe, we're looking at one in Montgomery, just all over, because we want to make sure that we're accessible to everyone in the area.
So this is different from other women groups. It's not like the WOMTech. Are you familiar with that?
Right. So
Or
we
some of those other
do a lot of networking, but we're trying to cultivate more of a community feel than the networking. But it's something that naturally happens when you meet
So it's
people.
not necessarily the professional kind
There
of
is
thing
a
that
professional
is. There is an
aspect to it.
aspect, but it's
Yes.
not all about that.
For this event
It's
specifically, this is the stay-at-home mom, the retired lady, the teacher, the nurse.
community
bringing it all
relations.
together.
Community
entrepreneur,
relations is what I'm
anybody.
hearing you.
Yeah.
Interpersonal relationships and
Yeah.
things like that.
Right.
So you have that as
important.
well, the professional, but then you have like the person.
Right.
who they
and
are.
the same principle, like you said, is going to be the community part of it. Us all coming together. So we support each other in the entrepreneur group, and we support each other in the open group.
So you are the co-founder of Women's Council of Entrepreneurs.
Yep. And so that's the WCE part of Woodlands WCE.
And what inspired you to do that?
Well, I did feel like there was a need for women to have these relationships, like Becky was saying, and come together and create a community where we could all just be ourselves, share our struggles. I really feel like when women come together, we have a quote, amazing things happen when women come together, and we all support each other and talk about our struggles. Someone's already been through it, and they can tell you what they did, what worked for them and what didn't. You can try it, and it's almost like mentoring, and we do have a mentor panel, and you can pass that on to the next person who might need to hear it from you. So I love that part of it.
So the interesting thing is there's so many different ways you can plug in as well. You have monthly events.
Right. So we have something called a sip and ship where you can come and it's like a happy hour. We call it ship because you're there to form relationships, mentorships, and partnerships. So we just took the ship off there.
Ship.
So
I didn't know that. I didn't get the whole ship thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that meant you were cruising off somewhere.
No, but that would be nice. That would be so
Right.
fun.
I got
And
the
so
sip part.
We do it on at different places because we want to make it as accessible as possible. And we have events at different times so that, everyone's in a different stage where they can get out, get away or not. So that's the happy hour. We also have a lunch event once a month. This is the Lunch and Learn where you get to learn about an aspect of business and eat. And we try to do those at places that are women-owned members in our group so we can showcase their businesses. And we also have something called a Brain Brew, which is where you're going to see mentors. You get to ask them questions, and they'll tell you what they've been through. We usually do 3, and we try to make them different types of businesses. So we'll have an MLM, a representative. We'll have someone who owns a brick and mortar and someone who does more online business. So everyone can take
Just
away
a variety.
something from it. Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a Q&A portion to it, and also just some gathering fellowship part of it too.
When did you start this organization?
So it's been around since last year.
Okay, because it's fairly new because I had
is.
never heard of it before.
And it's exploded. To hear how many followers are already on it, show the
Right.
need of women are wanting and needing more support, encouragement, equipping, all of that.
Yes.
Women
And
always need support.
Yes,
They do.
in more ways than one. Yep.
And I don't think that we have properly bragged on Becky enough.
No,
so
we were going
I'm
to come
gonna
back
do
to
it.
her.
Okay, I'll let you ask away, but
No, you
she
tell me.
has,
Go ahead.
Sacred Holidays is a team. She's got a book club. She's got a shop. She has created.
Where's your
a
shop, Becky?
community.
It's online, so I'm all e-commerce.
Okay.
I put everything online, so most of the things you can get on Amazon. The book, all of it. You type in Sacred Holidays
She's
or Becky
in Target.
Kiser.
Her book is in Target.
Target.com, but yes, Target. So one of the things that we
That's
talked
fabulous.
about.
It is
yes.
amazing.
So I'm a big believer when we talk about at this event that we're going to talk about what are your dreams regardless of your stage of life. 2 years ago I released this book in October, I sat at an event much like this one and just said out loud, I want to write a book and I want to write it with Lifeway. And literally a year from that moment, I signed my contract with Lifeway and the book came out the following year. And it's not a secret sauce recipe that, oh, if you just speak it out, it's going to happen. It is being brave enough to say the thing that you dream about and then making all those sacrifices in between. And I tell people all the time, this has been the wildest roller coaster of the highest of highs and the absolute lowest of lows going through this journey. But it is committing to something and then walking towards it.
And it's okay
Taking
to
those
make a few
steps.
mistakes along the way.
It should be. Like, I know 10 years from now, I'm going to look at this book and be like, you're so cute. You did that, because that's just what we do. But we do the best we can with what we have. And in the ministry, I have Advent and Lent Bible studies and resources. And when I look back at the ones that I made 4 years ago, they're spiral bound and single-sided. I didn't know pages could bleed. All those things that make sense to me now. But had I not started there, and that's what I always encourage women, we just have to take the first step and then the next step and the next step. That's the first chapter of the book, is we have to just take our baby steps instead of saying, oh, I wish I would have. I wish I could. Or it's easier for her because she has this. And I'm like, no. You don't know the sacrifices she made to get to that place, but you
That's
have to make them
true.
too.
Right.
That's true.
And so you set your goal,
Yeah.
and then you set where that's where you want to be, and you work backwards from there.
Yeah.
You need to take those actionable steps.
Yeah.
And that's something that she's going to talk about too.
Yeah.
Well,
But
that
I do want to
sounds
make it clear
fabulous.
that this event is not religious based.
Yeah.
But that's some part of a big part of her
Yes.
background. But this is just going to be
For
the motivational
all women,
part.
we are all
Yes.
the same. Yep.
So the interesting thing is, every fierce, strong woman has a backstory,
Yeah.
and it's their story,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And
Yeah.
people don't always know that.
Yeah.
They just see, like what you're saying, the
Yes.
success, the
filtered picture on
confidence.
Instagram.
Yeah, the confidence, the image, and they don't realize that inside there's
Right.
some.
And she was just
curdling
vulnerable
going
with
on.
you
Yeah.
right now. You talked about some of the things that made you, some of the mistakes you made,
Yeah.
and so she was vulnerable. And we will probably have some of those moments
Totally.
at the
Yeah.
Inspirational Series too.
Yes.
It's okay to break down those barriers and
And-
talk to other women about it.
Yes.
And like we said, learn from mistakes,
That's
or
right.
learn from someone else's mistakes.
And let
Because
them
there's this
grow
wonderful
you.
quote that's like, I think Eleanor Roosevelt, learn from other people's mistakes, because there's not enough time to make them all in your own lifetime. So
I don't know, sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so let me just mention the next things that are coming up. So coming on the calendar next is April 9th, tomorrow.
yes, it's
You
a webinar.
have a
Very
Instagram webinar,
Everyone has so many questions about social media, and
and it changes
oh,
all
and there's
the
so many
time.
Yes.
rules.
Algorithms.
And yes, so I think it's important to stay
And
on
it
top of
changes.
it.
I mean, I look and I go, is that a thing now? And I don't even know about
Right.
it.
But
you
there's
know?
behind the scenes things that Vanessa Meyer is going to go over. She's with Ness Meyer LLC, and that's all she does is social media and copywriting. And she's just going to go over also a little bit of email marketing. It all needs to be part of your marketing plan. But there's some things you need to do behind the scenes. It's not just pretty pictures. You need
And
to,
where is that held?
So that is an online webinar.
Okay.
And,
So
you
they
can
sign
check it
up
out.
online, and they go to your Facebook page to sign up, or your website.
Absolutely, both of them. We're on Eventbrite too. And it will be recorded, so if you cannot make it tomorrow at 10 a.m., then you can watch it anytime.
But if you make it, you get to ask live questions at the end, right?
You can also post your questions right now, and she will answer
Awesome.
them
Instantly.
live. Yeah.
Well, we have that too, but nobody else.
That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Lone Star Boxer Rescue is a nonprofit organization serving Montgomery County and surrounding areas.
dedicated to the health and well-being of the boxer breed. Lone Star Boxer Rescue is run and managed 100% by volunteers since 1999. Our main objective is to rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome boxers that come to us from many sources, including local animal shelters, owner surrenders, and strays. For more information about Lone Star Boxer Rescue, visit our website at lsbr.org.
Hey, Montgomery County and online listeners. Thank you so very much for